Hello, guys. Welcome to another trade recap. Today we got some longs in the morning. To start the week, we got some longs on the combine. We got some longs on top sip. We got some longs on the ignite. So pretty much long across all the board. And yeah, I have some markups too that I want to show on the video. And also gonna show a little bit of the monthly recap that I did on the over the weekend about the Excel stuff and everything that I mentioned on Friday. So let's go ahead and explain why I took the longs today. And going into the morning, I was kind of like I wanted to be patient. So I already got my market because this is the second time I was recording because I got a phone call and I got like the I lost the flow of stuff. So I was looking over here in the morning. I wanted to be really patient today. And that's because pretty much we were on the middle of this huge drop over here and also here. So pretty much we were on this range on the opening on ES and also on NQ pretty much inside this range here. So I knew that we were having some like bullish action the London over here, but I still wanted to be patient and just be sure that I wanted to take a long or a short. I was mostly planning on the longs if I'm being honest, but I just wanted to be sure that I wanted really to take the trade, right? So now let's drop into the 1 minute to see what actually I was seeing in the morning. So today I took a little bit more extra information from NQ, and the reason for that it's because I was watching the NQ holding the point of control. So I wanted to see pretty much NQ not reject point of control and just use it as a support so we can push higher. And once I saw that we were pretty much pushing higher, let's see what here we find the support over here to push higher. We form equal highs with Asia, and also ES had the first break to a small wick over here, also formed perfectly equal highs with Asia, and I was like, okay, you know, I can give it some I tried two longs. So first I took the trade here at 9:53 on my combine first. Then I wanted to wait for 10 a.m. news. I didn't notice it was we had news today until like actually after I take the trade and then comment I was like, oh fuck, we have news. Let's see, well, let me just wait to see if we can hold and maybe get an entry on my ignite if we don't fucking like just rally because of news. I was able to get an entry. Here we can see the red line over here. It's 10 a.m. news. Once we close above here, I took a long two contracts, and I took the long two contract because the stop was like around here. I had my stop around here. I just wanted to give a little more room because we have partner control and open range low. I did not want it to get worked out on this, and also because I was really not being a big fan of the range that we were on. So that also took a little bit extra cautious on that. And then we got this pullback over here. Then we find support again on overnight and previous day over here. Oh, sorry, yeah, over here. And once I saw this closure again over here on ES, I took the long on the top step account. So I took the top step account here. So pretty much a much better feel than the one that I got on my Ignite over here. And I ended up closing, I think I closed my Ignite around here. And then I pretty much exit the trade on top step and my combine on the end of the 50-minute candle. And that was pretty much done for the day. After that, um, I was looking at this trade opportunity over here, and I was just marking it up because I really want to be able to find this type of trades and just get a little bit more confidence in taking this type of trades over here. I was seeing that price was slowing down at the end of over here, slowing down, holding it, holding it, holding it. And once I saw this price hold over here, and also NQ on the other hand was also um pulling back to New York. Once I saw the reaction that we're actually turning on NQ, I placed a mark on ES to see if we can get a turn also on ES. And I was pretty much this was a trade that I will be probably just monitoring on ES, but also I will be watching NQ to take profits on ES. So kind of like a mix of both. just because I wanted to use the handoff on ES, and I think I saw this exactly set up last week. I think using the handoff, and then NQ was retesting New York, so that was the same kind of the same setup, last week. So I just wanted to be more proactive and just watch this type of setups. And another thing, I'm doing this stuff right now too, and this is because I noticed when I was doing my pretty much it was kind of like before because I did my monthly review on paper and then I decided to do it on Excel, like I mentioned to you guys. And I just like between like those two recaps that I did for the month, I noticed that I'm just being kind of like too passive. Not in the way that it's because I'm not like risking enough, or it's because I'm just like sitting in the silence too much, and it's kind of like both in a sense. Um, the thing is that I'm once I take a loss or whatever, I'm not quick enough to react to see, okay, I'm probably wrong. Let me just flip here. Well, okay, I'm out. Let me where I can find the next entry. So something I've been noticing is that, for example, when we have a double break, but I take a break and retest, and my break of retest fails, usually I can find a reentry short on a pullback to New York or a pullback to overnight. Usually that's how I have seen on my markups that I did for the month. So that's something I've been noticing too, that I need to, okay, accept the loss and quick, okay, think, okay, we need I need to shift. This is gonna be going lower. I'm just saying the example of low because that's the most examples that I have currently on my markups, is that I will play the break and retest, and then the break and retest will fail, and I need to find. So for example, let's say next thing, let's take this example for today. Let me just go back and replay over here so I can just explain a little bit better with less noise. So let's assume the double break, it's in play, right? If I take the break and retest, let's say here, you know, I'm already probably getting stopped on this. Let's say I'm just getting stopped around here, right? So I'm getting stopped here. Usually price is gonna pull back towards overnight and previous day to get another leg lower. That's what I'm saying. And that usually happens when the other index hasn't break the other side yet. So let's say though the both of ES and EQ are double breaking, one usually is gonna break first, then it's gonna pull back to overnight, for example, in this case, then it's gonna do the next leg lower. That's gonna be causing the other index to also double break. So it's something I've been watching that it happen kind of like a lot, recently, and I think that's gonna be one of my probably strategies to get back some losses regarding the break and retest, right? And for example, the other thing I've been watching is that the point of control stuff, and I will just go over that later. But yeah, I wanted to be more proactive and get better at this type of trades over here with handoffs. And this is just another markup that I had. I think Cam from the Blackshear Club took this long, which is a really nice long. And I think he caught it over here, or like around here, I think. And we can see this bitch fucking run for a new high of the even. So yeah, I mean, this is another markup, another example for the BWAP play over here. Now, let's get into the Excel thing over here. Chapow. Okay, so this is what I was doing over the weekend. So this is pretty much like the I just call this note scenarios. It's that it seems that on the 4 hours looking kind of the trend is lower. We might take shorts freely. What I'm saying with that is that like in the half of June, um we were able to take shorts and bank on shorts even though price did not took previous days low, if that makes sense. So if we zoom out into the 4 hour, we can see that kind of like we're already making a trend lower. We can just give more friendly the idea of, okay, I can find some shorts and make some profit shorts. I don't need to see previous days low get taken for me to get into shorts. That's what I'm saying with this note over here. Then the other thing is that a late entry for the double break can be using overnight, and that's what I was saying before on the trading view chart. That, for example, the example on, let me actually, I think I can pull this up. Here, let me just show you guys what I'm saying. here. I need to. Hold on here. This is was what I'm saying over here, is that opa, um. So let's assume we take the double break over here. Sorry, the break and breaches over here. I think at this point, bro, we can say like, bro, like this shit is not gonna pull us higher, you know. And also, yeah, NQ already broke over here, you know. So we can probably wait for this pullback, get an entry short here, short here, short here, or even another short over here to continue to trend lower. You know, I need to be more reactive with my trading. I think something I will try to do. I'm gonna see how it goes, you know. But it's something I've been noticing, bro. You know, even for example, here I can take the short over here. I know it's not like really optimal because the BWAPs are pointing higher, but I mean the double break is double break, you know. Um we have seen double break pretty much disregard the BWAP trending order a lot of times right now. So it's something I might try it on the combines first before I feel like more confident actually trying this stuff on the fundeds. So yeah, that's what I have been like seeing on my trading too. And I mean, I was just watching the also if ES or NQ were like pinching, and we can see that if we are kind of pinching, we had some double breaks short, BWAPs pinching, you know. Nice, break even. Yeah, I think this day we also yeah double break for the control two, double break two when NQ and ES are pinching, and also here ES was pinching double break long, so we can see that even though for example here we double break, but there was no pinching on this day, so yeah pretty much pinching might high I guess will push the probability of a double break a little bit higher than usual. Maybe that's what I'm seeing over here in the month of June. Not fully. I mean, this is again, this is information just on my trading on the full stuff on June. You know, I don't have like the full back testing of this idea of the BWAP pinching, because the BWAP pinching is just, I guess, kind of like a concept of the BWAPs. You know, like getting together and squeezing up. And I decided like for this statement that I'm doing over here, my definition for pinching is that we have New York BWAP in the middle of the higher time frame BWAPs. You know, it doesn't really matter the order, but they're gonna needs to be on the middle of the two higher time frame BWAPs, meaning it needs to be in the middle of overnight and previous day. So that's my definition of pinching on this exercise that I was doing on this month. So something really interesting to see, you know. And also this is the point of control that I was talking about. That's why today I kind of like incline a little bit on ES to see, sorry, on NQ to see if we're gonna be able to push above point of control, and it's just being more attentive to the value areas. I think it's like a really useful tool on my trading right now, and also have like my fair value gaps as auxiliaries, you know. um I don't really use fair value gaps, but um anymore that much. But I use them for direction and confirmation, like confirmation in the sense that we're actually looking good for the move higher, or the idea it's developing good. Meaning that, for example, if I'm along and I see fair value gaps forming on the 5 and the 50-minute wall, I know it's we're pushing higher. You know, we're good. In a healthy trend, pushing higher, probably gonna get a retrace back to a fair value gap and then push higher, something like that. But I mean, it just helps me read the market a little bit better. You know, especially when I'm taking like this type of trades a little bit in the afternoon. It adds up in my confidence to take a trade if I see a fair value gap on the trade. Especially when we have like big ranges and also it's kind of late in the day, like 11 a.m. in the morning. Seeing like we have been holding this fair value gap here, kind of like also adds up to the idea. Okay, we might bounce here. You know. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. We are green on the green on the day. Really happy with my execution today. If I'm being honest, I really happy with my patience. Really happy of how I read price today using NQ. How I saw my idea develop. I waited for a little more information. I really like my exit too. Time it like really good with the 50 minute. You know, I know I didn't fucking catch a whole move higher, which I don't really fucking care anymore. but I was able to get a little piece of the pie, and I'm really happy with the execution. And yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys made money today, and I hope you guys learned something new from my video and even on your own trading today. And yeah, guys, I will see you guys tomorrow. Take care.